ElectraCast.
Welcome to the Congressional Record Daily Digest, where we bring you all the previous day's U.S. legislative proceedings in 4 minutes or less. In today's episode, we bring you the Congressional Record for January 28, 2026.
Today in Congress, the Senate met and carried out legislative and oversight work while the House of Representatives was not in session. In the Senate, lawmakers introduced 13 bills and 2 resolutions covering public health, national security, ethics, and infrastructure. Senators continued consideration of legislation providing consolidated appropriations for fiscal year 2026. This funding measure would support federal government operations through the end of the fiscal year and affects federal agencies, employees, contractors, and communities nationwide. Debate will continue. Several public health and safety bills advanced through committee. These include legislation to strengthen infant formula safety by requiring testing for harmful microorganisms and toxic elements, a measure directing the Department of Health and Human Services to issue guidance on fentanyl testing for overdose patients in emergency departments, and a bill requiring a review of lung cancer research focused on women and underserved populations. Additional legislation addressed restrictions on post-government employment conflicts of interest and directed the development of a national cybersecurity workforce strategy to support rural hospitals. The Senate passed a resolution marking the 30th anniversary of the first flight of the FA-18E-1 Super Hornet, recognizing 3 decades of service by the aircraft and honoring military personnel who have operated and supported it. Throughout the day, Senate committees held hearings examining Department of Defense cybersecurity readiness, emergency communications for first responders, consumer protection in the live entertainment industry, federal environmental permitting reform, United States policy toward Venezuela, disaster recovery following the Palisades fire, school choice, protections for Native children, oversight of intelligence authorities, and restructuring within the Veterans Health Administration. These hearings inform future legislative and oversight decisions across defense, public safety, healthcare, education, and disaster response. The House of Representatives did not meet and conducted no legislative business today. Overall, the day reflected the Senate's focus on federal funding, public health protections, military recognition, and long-term policy development, while House activity remained paused. Those were the key activities of January 28, 2026, in the U.S. Congress.
Subscribe to receive daily updates or rate or review so others can find us as well. Thanks for tuning in to the Congressional Record Daily Digest. This has been an ElectraCast media production. Executive producers are Mark Netter and Peter Rafelson. Produced and edited by Delilah Sperrazza.
The Geo-Godfather Wars is an all-new podcast giving you the real talk on understanding how geopolitics impacts you and your world. Join your host, Barack Senior, and me, Leah Tedrow, each week as we unpack the complexities, strategies, and players running the world, and how those forces affect your everyday life and decisions, whether you know it or not. Available wherever you listen to your podcasts. See you there.
ElectraCast.
Why is it that games make us feel so good or completely rage quit? These emotions we feel are mostly not an accident. People like me designed them. I'm Chris Cross, and this is Brain Arcade, a podcast all about the psychology of game design and why games hit us so hard. Each week, I bring on a new guest, designers, psychologists, storytellers, to break it all down with me. If you play, design, or just love games, follow now.
ElectraCast. ElectraCast.